right. Hello and welcome to our current year plus 2 shitposting stream. And Happy New Year's to all you guys. And I'm joined here by Scott, Mike, and Allison. We are going to look back on 2016 from Badgery perspective. Basically, how did Honey Badger Radio evolve and change in the last 365 days? And is there anything that should we be proud? I would say yes, but yeah.
No, never. Just a bunch of fucking shitlords.
Pride, no shame, ever. Pride cometh before fall. That's all I'm saying. Don't jinx
Also,
us.
there's somebody with an echo.
Uh-oh.
That's not me. I think it's when Mike unmutes. There's usually like a little echo of people are talking when he's doing that. That's usually how it is.
Okay, all right.
I think we're good.
Okay, then continue.
So,
except, we have no right to be proud of anything.
Well, we
These are
should.
just a bunch of
yeah.
fucking misogynists.
We should always be insecure at all times.
Pride is not a right; it's a privilege.
Well, it depends. Certain kinds of pride are privileges.
Well, it's racial pride. I think I might be in the one race that isn't allowed a pride parade. Oh well.
Yeah.
I think you need one sexuality that isn't allowed. Oh yeah, one sexuality that isn't allowed a pride parade. One gender that isn't allowed to feel proud.
Well,
I don't need a parade to feel proud. So there you go.
But you're not allowed to feel proud at all. We should all wallow in shame.
Well,
or, you guys are well. I guess not you, Brian, but Scott and Mike are cis white het men.
Yep.
And you, but you can also feel shame. You can also feel shame, Brian, because you are a cis het man.
Yep. But less shame.
Of your skin.
Yeah,
I am the brown privilege that's so popular these days.
Yes, but soon, even gay men won't be able to take pride in it. Very soon.
Nope.
Gay pride parades they'll be lesbo parades or something. I don't know what you'll call them.
Yeah.
They'll
Lesbians
be
and trans.
munching the red carpet.
Munching. Oh, Jesus. Okay, but I just wanted to point something out. I can't evade the shame either because I have the internalized misogynies. But
you can convert to Islam and then you'll shoot right to the top of the progressive stack, racially and sexually. I don't know why more women don't do it. Oh wait, they do.
Oh God! But no, what I wanted to point out was, even though you guys have to feel ashamed of a biological feature that you had no control of, I get to be ashamed of my personal choices as an individual to wallow into the filth that is shitlordery. So I'm just pointing that out.
That's fair.
God, get off the cross, Allison. Jesus.
What am I on a cross? No, I'm not saying. I'm just saying that it was my individual choice. I could have not engaged in the activities that would have made me shameful. I had the choice, but I did make the choice to engage in the shameful activities and thus become a slut and a whore, or an internalized misogynist-y person. I think slut and whore actually are a lot more clean. Feminists, I really think that you should just call internalized misogyny what it is. It's being a slut or being a whore. Just return to the solid Anglo-Saxon terms for an apostate woman. You don't need these new ridiculous attempt at scientific obscurification of a lexicon of what is it called? The
jingoistic.
You know when you jingo? Yeah, no, but buzzwords.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think feminists and SJWs that's probably their main motivating drive. It's to make up new words. I think that maybe that's one of the things that keeps them going. It's like we got to come up with new words because they're always coming up with new words, and the ultimate goal is to get those words into the Urban Dictionary. And then into the actual dictionary. If you can get it into the Webster's Dictionary, that's like the ultimate achievement. That's like leaving a mark, a skid mark, if you will, on history, is to get it into the dictionary. I swear, like Francesca Ramsey was celebrating the idea that mansplaining got into the dictionary.
Oh, for fuck! Did it really?
Yeah, I think it did, didn't it? Yeah, I think it's like mansplaining, manspreading. I think they're in the dictionary, but I didn't look it up to confirm it. So maybe she was lying to us. But oh man, maybe not.
I'm going to do a little research and see if it is.
Yeah, find out.
Guys,
Let's find out if she actually
Okay.
left that mark, if that's true. Meanwhile, while Scott goes and looks into this an interesting bit of information, I thought let's see
how our potatoes are cooking.
I thought let's look and see how we did this year. So Alice and I were talking a little bit about this. How has Honey Badger changed? Well, how are we doing on subs, Allison? You tell us a little bit about how we've changed and evolved.
Yeah, we managed to kick 7,277 of you scrubs right out the door this year. I think that's a big triumph. Goodbye, scrubs.
You gotta separate the wheat from the chaff, but some
Okay.
people got good though.
No, unfortunately, we did retain 11,559 of you. So we got to do better next year. We gotta work harder, friends, like people listening, shitlords. We gotta work harder to increase that number of people out the door versus the people remaining, because it's still higher. The people remaining is still higher than the people who leave. And,
We're a high content channel. People subscribe to us and then realize that we upload
Don't
an
get
hour every day.
defensive.
No, I'm just explaining it because it's interesting.
No, it's
People
not.
might
It's not
subscribe, but they
interesting.
know we're still here. They know, all right, I don't need to be subbed to the badges. They upload every
Oh,
day.
come on! Don't get defensive. Let's not get into like the explanations. They left because they don't like us. We know. We know you left because you don't like us. But that's
Well,
okay.
let's not get on the cynical.
So
Oh, really? Is that the cynical? I guess
That
you're
is
right.
the
Or
cynical, yeah.
I guess how's the neutral conspiratorial answer?
It's somewhere in between the two, as usual. I'm glad we covered both ends.
Or alternatively, it's because YouTube's algorithm hates us.
Yeah,
I'm not
that's the
saying
end
that
that
it's-
we don't want to talk about.
I'm not
There's
saying
no
that
way of
necessarily.
not sounding like a conspiracy nut job on YouTube, but so let's just plow
Well,
on.
you know what? Putting two and two together, and the thing is that if you don't aren't ever allowed to do that, then you really can't think. Thoughts become conspiracies. But I mean, I'm going to point out, it doesn't have to be that the YouTube hates us or doesn't like our content. It could simply be that they've decided to create an algorithm that doesn't reward the particular behaviors that we engage in on this channel. So it could just be a completely neutral thing like that. It doesn't have to be that they have it out for us. And that wouldn't be a conspiracy. It would just be like an observation of the situation. And the fact is that they don't make their algorithm like what they base it on public. So how will we know?
It's sort of the online equivalent of getting the graveyard slot on the TV schedule because no advertisers want to put their commercials in the middle of your product.
except for like 976 Bone.
What?
You're old, Brian. Nobody knows what a 976 number is.
Yeah, but we're a bit like porn. We're a bit like dirty specialist porn.
Indestructible?
Philosophically speaking.
Oh my god.
That too.
So Agent Smith in the chat said that she-bagging needs to be a thing in the dictionary.
Oh, yeah.
Which I thought he was referring to teabagging, but for women. And I thought, are you thinking about clam slamming? Because that's the female equivalent of teabagging is. But no, he means like women that put their bags on the trains and seats. I think she-bagging is great.
Twatterboarding, as it's often known.
So there was some other things that I had noticed. The shows have changed, and I know you guys love our naming of the shows. So when I was going through it, we used to. This is how often we change shit. We used to have a show called Badger Pod Gamergate, right? And then we changed it to the Nerd Revolt, and now it's the Polecat. Polecat Cast specifically, and that was a change that we instituted in 2016. So, and also some of the stories that we talked about. I want to do a show on this coming Tuesday on the Polecat about all of the greatest things that happened in 2016 and going through it. Holy shit, what a year, man. I mean, the ICMI was this year in London, and I'd never been there before, so that was exciting for me. Probably a little bit stressful for Allison with the driving and stuff.
What? Oh my fucking god. Did you have to remind me? Oh, I think I blocked that out. Oh. I think I'm gonna go into the other room and curl up in a corner and cry.
The English countryside is beautiful and terrifying if you happen to be driving on it. We don't have bears or moose or shit. We just have very narrow, very windy roads.
And everyone's going like super fast.
They have a they have a dirt road, like a dirt country road. It's dirt.
Yep.
It's not even a road. It's almost like a lake, and it truncates on a fucking interstate or whatever they call it there, like a highway. So you're dirt road right onto a highway. It's
sort of a libertarian's dream. Like, how do you get by without roads? We manage.
I was going to say, how long have you guys been in the country and you still haven't addressed this issue? I mean, come the fuck on already.
It gets worse. It's not even just, there's no indication that you're about to enter a place where traffic goes at like 90 miles an hour. And the fucking British roads, they're like 2 feet wide. Everybody's going at 95 miles an hour, 2 feet fucking wide. And then you have a dirt road that truncates on the fucking freeway that's going 90 miles an hour with goddamn 12-foot hedges right up to the edge.
Yep. So it can be a little bit stressful. Also,
and everyone drives stick, by the way.
It's
a
Manchester.
Full of, semi-professional drivers. You all just don't know what the fuck you do with your automatics and your fucking gas guzzlers. And your 5-mile wide highways.
Even
Get
the
to
old
grips
ladies.
with how to drive a car. I don't know
They have like
drive for shit.
Even the old ladies, like Brian, you were saying, this old lady had the reflexes of like.
Oh yeah, she was
Indy 500.
She was She was.
She's the only reason why we're still alive.
She was an MLG driver. She was like just. She was pro as fuck.
Major League Granny.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Essentially, what happened is we were on that no indication, like not even a fucking sign. What the hell? Like not even a sign. Why wouldn't you put a sign? You're about to enter a freeway. No indication, just a dirt country road, then a freeway. Bang, freeway, and freaking bushes, so you can't even see what you're headed towards. And then this the only reason why we're alive is that old lady who must have she turned on a dime. Because we must have appeared instantaneously, and she had like 2 seconds to respond, and she managed to save us. And she pulls over, and I'm like watching her walk over, and I'm like, oh, here we're gonna get it. And all she says, "Are you all right? Should I direct the traffic so you can get out?"
Right. She probably got in the car afterwards. It was like, bitch.
Well, to be honest, I think that I would give her that.
Yeah,
yeah.
I
What
wouldn't.
just happened.
I wouldn't fight it. I'd be like, this is deserved.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't fight the appellation. Was it scary for you too, Brian?
No, I mean, like the only reason why I got nervous was because you and Jonathan were nervous, especially Jonathan, because if he's nervous, it makes me nervous because it means that his confidence in being able to make a turn. Or like drive on the streets is going to be influenced by his emotional state, like as it would be for any of us, and he's actually more likely to get into an accident. So I only became nervous when he became nervous, not specifically because of that turn. I actually know how we could have avoided getting killed without the need for Super Granny to step in. So, but you know what? It is what it is. Nobody died. So that's fine. I'm okay with that. So what else?
Let's move on.
Yeah. No. So what else did we do this year? I would say.
What adventures did we have?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I got to go. You guys did She for He, and that was pretty cool, right? I think it was in Vancouver, BC, or whatever. And I think you, Hannah, and
yeah. This is the
Karen
first
went.
time I think I've ever did a speech, like I was asked to do a speech.
Yeah.
Which was cool.
And then that went well. And then I got to go to Austin.
Well, actually, that was an adventure too.
Yeah.
Because this is. I wonder if it's okay for me to explain all the illegal shit I got up to. Probably not.
Well, now that you've said that on air,
I won't detail it.
already we're admitting to illegal shit. 2017. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, well, no, it's probably. I don't even know if it's illegal. It's just a little
It
interesting.
was an oversight.
We got to the airport to get on the plane to go to Vancouver. And then we found out that we had arrived. Apparently, the airline doesn't allow you to check in an hour before the air thing takes off. It's an hour before you board. So we missed our flight, and I was like, okay, well, let's reschedule. And then we rescheduled for later that afternoon, and then we went up, and we were trying to board, and we found out our passports were expired.
Uh-oh.
Which was something it was totally my fault, oversight. So we were turned away at the boarding, so we missed that fight. And I found out also that my driver's license was expired. So I had to go and to make this speech, I had to go and get my driver's license, or to get like a provisional driver's license. But I didn't have a secondary ID, so I had to figure out how, because my healthcare card was also expired, but it was supposed to have a sticker on it. So we had to find a sticker to put on the healthcare card so I could use it as my secondary ID. So I might have been traveling with an expired healthcare card as my secondary ID on airplanes. Oh shit! I hope that's not going to lead to me being jailed. Probably nobody will give a shit, but whatever. And if I hadn't have done that, we wouldn't have been able to make the speech. And it ended up we got a flight the next day, and I ended up landing about almost an hour into the speech. So we had to hustle to even get there. And Karen and Hannah were entertaining the crowd while I was attempting to get there. And then finally I got there and did my speech with like 5 minutes to spare. It was a very interesting experience.
Wow.
It was entirely my fault, but I had to go to heaven. I had to move the earth to actually get there and do the speech, which I did do.
Hey, you got it done. But yeah.
Yeah, I got it done.
A valuable lesson was learned this day. And why do you need a passport to go from Canada to Canada? That's weird to me.
Yeah,
I needed a
passport myself.
I needed a passport. I needed a passport to get on the plane. I didn't actually need a passport. I could have used my
ID.
driver's license. Well,
Oh,
my
yeah.
driver's license was expired. I think that's what happened. I was like, oh, well, my passport. Okay, well, I have my driver's license. And then they were like, oh, this is expired as well. Out, Philistine. You're not getting on this plane. But in order to use a provisional driver's license, you need a secondary piece of ID. So it was pretty hairy.
Wowzy.
But I got there. I did it. I am not drunk, but I did do that.
And
I'm not.
I got to go to Austin, Texas, which I've never been to, and to Los Angeles. And I think that was, Mike, was that your first time in the States when you went to LA?
Yeah, and I hope they don't secede. Or then it'll be then I'll never be in the States. I'll have only been in California.
California is a different world already. I mean, it's not the States. It's California. It's a different world. That's why I said, I went to Austin, and then there was California. Yeah, that was cool. Austin for SPJ Airplay, I got to meet Mercedes Carrera and a couple of the guys that organized it. Oh, I can't remember that dude's name.
Perry. It was Perry.
It was Perry. Yes. Hi, Perry. Sorry for forgetting your
I've
name.
forgotten all about that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was this year. It's funny, like how much there was that went on this year. But yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
I also made some friends when I was on the plane going to Austin. There was a girl, a young lady, who sat next to me, named Margaret, and we became pretty decent acquaintances. She was from Austin, and she's like some model or something. And so yeah, that was pretty cool. And then like when I went to LA, we were very well treated by oh shit, what's his name? Is it oh fuck, I can't remember his name. The guy who is our host and his wife. They're gonna hate me for
In
this.
LA?
Yeah, was it Patrick
His
or
name's
something? Paul. That's right. I wanted to say Patrick for some reason. Yeah, and
Met a lot of people that
we did, because then we went to the Red Pill, and I got to meet Cassie J and all that, and then the Red Pill was this year, which was a huge deal for a big chunk of 2016. There was so much that was going on. It was quite a year. I think that we made a lot of, we got a lot done and made a good amount of progress. I'm fairly pleased with that. Not bad for 1 year. So, what about you, Mike? Where did you go besides LA? Anything that you did?
Oh. yeah. There was that one trip, and there was the trip around Britain, but I already live here, so that was cool. But that wasn't as cool as it was for you guys.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah, we've
not.
been through it all. I mean, most
Well-
of the order.
You know what? I think that you were a moderating force on the American drivers attempting to drive in the UK in the car that you were in. Therefore, it may not have been as terrifying.
Oh, it was a little bit terrifying. There's always the you got a bit too far there. You got a bit too far. Only a couple of times did I have
Why
to
do
turn
you-
left.
Why do you British people? Why do you allow us to drive in your country?
Right.
Without like,
Should just build a
need the
new
money.
set of roads for non-British people. Just build a new set of roads.
Or start a taxi service specifically for non-natives.
Well, I think
And that way you could actually make taxable income and it would help the British economy. There you go.
it's not a bad idea. But the cabs are already... Well, everything in London is
You
expensive.
got to roll up your sleeves and do it by yourself, oh boy. That's how we do it.
Ole. Ucho.
So, there was some other... Gamergate sort of... I wouldn't say it died out, but this was sort of like the last that we really, really heard from it was this year. And that also goes for Metalgate, which was... I looked through the stories, and this was basically the last of that ended basically in 2016. So that was something else I had noticed. In addition, Jonathan McIntosh started his pop culture detective agency, Woohoo. Hopefully, it will bring us lots of lolcows in the coming year. South Park.
It's already started doing that, so you know.
What was that?
If we're gonna use the past, I said it's already started doing that. So, and if the past is any indicator of what's to come, oh boy,
I know.
Gosh, it's gonna be a horn of plenty. Can't wait.
Yeah, exactly. South Park had, I think, the PC Principal season was in 2016 as well, which was great. And the last season was less like awesome, but that PC Principal season was fantastic. What else? Oh, we got some great guests on the show. Well, first of all, we had some great additions. Scott, how long have you been with us? You said September.
September 28th, 2015 was my first official show.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been with the crew now, a year and 3 months, roughly. So
Yeah.
Woohoo, go me.
Yeah, no, that was cool. And then we also we had Max on before that, but he's become more of a regular this year, and I'm really grateful. Hello, Max. I know you're in the chat, and of course, Bunny Blackwell, who I absolutely adore working with on the Doge and Bunny show, is also a great addition to our. I don't even know why you guys come on here, really, but.
I have nothing better to
know.
do on a Tuesday night. Let me just.
Oh, well, thanks, Scott. Thanks.
it's not Tuesday. Oh wait, Polecat.
For the
today's not
polecat.
Tuesday, but yeah. No, I'm kidding. I love it. And again, thanks to Allison for being like, "Hey, man, you want to come do this thing?" I was like, "Yeah," because I'm stoked. I love doing this. This is so much fun. This is so great
yes,
for me.
I did.
Yeah, because we did the Gamergate thing when I was talking to you and Professor Nick and Paolo and Leo Pirate before he dipped out of the scene, and we did that, and then we started talking afterwards, and that's what led to me coming on here, and voila, here we are. Yeah. So
It's been a while.
thanks. Much thanks. I love being a part of this. I'm glad I could be a part of it. It's very fun.
No problem. It's great to have you.
Yeah.
You improve the no, I shouldn't say that because that's
The ambiance.
You've already
the
started
ambiance.
the sentence. Okay.
I know you can't backpedal it now. Come on.
Sorry, Brian.
I'm not taking it personally because I know that I bring lots to the table. So there.
Yeah.
Yes, but you don't. Well, I guess you do improve the ambiance as well. In fact, I think the only one who doesn't is me. So I tend to bring the tenor down quite a bit.
On the radio, you don't have to be talkative because I'm here all the time and I don't say shit.
Just chime in every so often so that people know that you're alive.
At least, Mike, like you don't bring everything down. And you don't get the like. Okay, all right, okay. Everybody's in the chat's gonna be like, "Oh, you're fucking narcissist. Stop being a martyr." But I have comments that say that Allison is the worst thing about Honey Badger Radio.
Really?
It's like,
Yeah, but I get comments that
Yeah.
say Brian is the worst thing about Honey Badger Radio.
Whoa.
So
yeah, but let's be fair. Like Honey Badger. I created Honey Badger Radio, so it wouldn't really exist if I hadn't created it. So, being the creator and being the worst thing about the show. That's an interesting existential crisis there. It's like, how do I solve that? I can't.
If I spoke my mind every time I had a half-baked thought, then there'd be loads of comments saying Mike is the worst thing about Honey Badger Radio.
Yeah.
That's why I limit myself
Probably
to
not,
one comment
actually.
every hour. But yeah, we each have our limits. We each break our boundaries at a different pace, you know.
Yeah, but I really don't think they would because you still have that British accent and that the delivery, whereas I just sound like a squeaky brain dead squirrel,
squeaky toy
thrown against the wall.
So wait, by the transitive property, does you being the worst thing ever make Honey Badger Radio the worst thing ever?
No. Well, wait.
Maybe.
Maybe to that. Maybe those people are one of the 7,000 that left because they couldn't handle it.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it,
Yeah.
and I don't doubt that I'm probably one of the worst things about Honey Badger Radio. I don't doubt that for the slightest, and I do doubt that Brian is one of the worst things about Honey Badger Radio. I mean, come on, fucking, that's ridiculous.
Right.
And I don't think anybody else has been said to be one of the worst things about Honey Badger Radio. Besides me and
There's always
Brian,
people
but they were obviously full of shit when they said Brian.
I don't think anybody said anything about me. I feel kind of left out. I wish I got some hate mail too.
You want to be the worst thing about Honey Badger Radio.
It's not hate. There's just people who, if it's not the technical issues they're complaining about, it's the way that, we go on tangents, or maybe it's people just talking too long. There is no pleasing you, Mr. Powers.
I just feel sometimes that my whiteness translates into almost like a mayonnaise-like state where I'm just so bland and just spread so thinly across that nobody even notices.
Scott, mayonnaise is a gender, and don't diss
There's
it.
some haters.
I know, right? That's my gender. I'm mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise is a gender.
Mayonnaise. I'm mayonnaise. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, there was something I want to point out, and I completely forgot what.
Oh, okay. Did it have
So
something to
carry
do
on.
with being the worst thing about Honey Badger Radio? I'm guessing. It
I think
No.
I moved on from that.
does. Okay.
The mayonnaise thing sort of threw me for a loop. I'm allergic to mayonnaise, by the way.
Oh, really?
It's
Yeah,
made
I
of
can't eat
eggs.
the eggs.
Oh, yeah, because
It's
it has
made
eggs
of
in it.
eggs.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and eggs are really bothersome to me.
If
Well,
you
it's
guys,
disgusting anyway, so you're not missing
Halloween
it.
is like the most terrifying time of year for Allison, especially
actually
because
love
there are
mayonnaise.
people throwing eggs, and if she gets hit by one, it's like the Wicked Witch of the West. She just melts. So, what 2016 was a great year for memes. What were some of the dankest memes of 2016? Can you guys think of any? I know. Yes, Pepe was.
He was 8 years old. He just started to reach puberty when he made it to the big time.
Is it 8 years
I'm
for
so
when
proud of Pepe.
Is it 8 years when a meme reaches puberty? Is that?
Apparently, yeah. Although
okay.
Harambe got there overnight. So I don't know how that happened.
This is
Oh,
true.
God. Hey, let us not be remiss and forget that boy. He came so quickly onto the scene on his unicycle and very quickly left. Thank God.
Yeah. Well,
once
but he
the
didn't.
mainstream
He
media
didn't
got a
stick
sniff
around
of
for. He didn't stick around for too long, probably because of Pepe. But hey, that's none of my business.
Oh,
Happened to a black boy. Oh shit! I guess we can give this meme to the trolls. Run!
oh God.
No,
Unsolicited opinions. Get that one going. Me and
unsolicited
me and some friends
opinions.
kept
Yes, I was just
on
thinking
Israel
about that
thing.
one. Unsolicited
That
opinions
was fun.
on Israel. Yeah, that was a big one.
Speaking of unsolicited opinions, the chat is requesting Bunny and Max to come on.
I don't know, Bunny, Max. If you guys want to come on, let me know. I'll bring you guys in. I'll send you links. I'm not gonna put a fucking character on the screen though, so people are just gonna not know.
Yeah, I noticed. I noticed everybody's like, Allison brings the slack, but I noticed something about the stream, the stream image, that is streaming. You just laid me over Hannah.
All right. You're sitting on her
Hush!
lap.
I didn't have
Oh my
time.
God, look at this. Look at this laziness.
I didn't have time. I didn't have time to do it right.
Yeah,
So
I know how OBS works, Brian.
okay.
You just have to unclick the visual, like just unclick it.
No,
but you know what?
if I
It's
do
okay.
that, the whole panel disappears because I made an image. Never mind. It's a long story. I built it in Photoshop originally, and then I needed to find one that had these people in it. I had about 15 minutes, and so I just put you on top of Hannah. Shh. Hannah's here
I know.
in spirit, and Allison's sitting
Okay,
on her lap,
I guess-
apparently. So
I guess I can't blame you because I was like being a dick and appropriating all of your time prior to the stream. So, there you go.
it didn't give me a whole lot of time. That's why you're suffering. No, it was
That's
just.
why I'm
it's
suffering
just-
now.
So I'm looking to see if they have a response. I don't see them. What else? Oh yeah.
Should I suffer in silence now?
no.
Should I suffer?
No. You can keep talking. I had one job. See, now everybody knows. This is going to be in the comments
Oh,
section.
apparently Max had to go.
Oh,
Bunny said
Max had to go, and Bunny has to work. So
Yeah, he did.
sorry, guys. You have to deal with the B team apparently.
Yep.
Yeah.
The West Coast
Not the
Honey
Bs.
Badgers.
Are we the West Coast?
No,
I'm
it's just,
definitely not West Coast.
never mind.
I'm on coast on nothing.
I was
Justice
making.
We're Justice League Detroit.
Yeah, I was making a comic book reference to
God.
West Coast
Oh, shit, meant to be
Avengers,
literally.
the Great Lakes Honey Badgers.
Great Lakes Avengers. Yeah, okay.
I'm not even on the Great Lakes. Oh, wait, you're on the Great Lakes. You realize that Saskatchewan is completely landlocked. That's why
Yeah.
the whole Saskatchewan sealskin boots was so ridiculous. Because we don't actually have access to seals.
Yeah,
There are no seals in Saskatchewan, none. But there are
In
moose.
Britain, the whole thing is sea locked. Everywhere is coast, but we don't have many seals either because it's cold. Wait, what?
Wait, don't seals like the cold?
Yeah, seals. That's
Like
where
the
they
British.
live. In the cold.
They don't like it balmy. Do they?
I think that the seals can handle balmy and cold. I think, like I said, I think they don't like the British, for whatever reason.
Yeah, well, we killed all the bears and we killed all the wolves, but I don't see how we could kill all the seals because we can't go in the sea. There's many things an Englishman can do, but he can't survive in the sea, I'm afraid. Too bad and cold.
Well, maybe they just they weren't afraid of you. But
Oh, is that what happened to the Titanic?
that England
Too
happened to
soon?
the Titanic?
No, I said Englishmen can't survive in the sea, and I'm sorry. I know topical joke is topical. Oh, sorry.
Well,
Okay,
we'll
well,
boats,
well,
darling,
let's-
so we could go on top of the sea rather than in it. Unfortunately, that doesn't work either.
But no, people in
Hubris, darling,
submarines.
hubris.
yes.
There are English submarines, are there not?
There are.
Well, there were.
Yeah, there are.
Okay, so you can go in the ocean if there's like everybody else. There's some sort of structure to contain you.
Yes, it's been said that Britannia rules the waves. Maybe that's why we're scared of the seals off. Because of the way we rule the waves and shit.
Oh,
Whales either. There's apparently shit tons of whales near Norway. We hardly ever see them near Britain. Although apparently all of them belong to the Queen. Much like newt swans and sturgeon
Wait.
and dolphins.
how do the whales
Any
belong
pound
to
of
the
British
Queen?
water belong to the Queen, so you're not allowed to kill them.
Oh, okay, so the whales in the water belong to the Queen.
Yeah. And the dolphins and the sturgeons. I don't know what's so special about sturgeons.
How did you get such cute bunnies?
We're an island. I think island nations tend to get big things or small things. So we got very small, very adorable bunnies compared with other continents.
I remember looking at me and Jonathan were looking out at the lawn in the morning, and we spotted this thing that basically looked like it looked like a tribble with ears and huge eyes, and I'm like, what the hell is that? And he's like, I think it's a rabbit. Or maybe a baby rabbit.
I remember
You've never seen a rabbit before?
I remember the first time I went to Calgary and I saw a cumulonimbus cloud hopping across the road. And I what the fuck is that? It's a rabbit. Oh, wow.
Okay, but no, Scott. What the thing is if you see these rabbits, they are like the essence of cute.
Yeah.
They're just the British
It's like
have
meme come to life, basically.
It's the meme of cute come to life.
You don't even understand how soul wrenching Watership Down was, because you think of rabbits as these huge fucking dog-sized things. No, rabbits are the most adorable thing you could possibly do with that story.
Don't get me started on Watership Down. I don't want to tear up right now, to be honest, because that fucking hits me right in the. Oof.
Okay, so the rabbits are just like these little. They're almost like spheres of this soft little down with these tiny, cute, like adorable ears. And we looked at this thing. And we're like, okay, where's its parents? That's obviously a baby. And we were looking around and we could not find. And then it dawned on us: this is an adult rabbit here. You realize that this rabbit, this tiny little bunny, if we brought it to Canada, the rabbits here would eat it.
Very few birds of prey here as well. That might have a lot to do with it. I don't think we have much in the way of eagles here. We've got kestrels, I think, some of the nastiest. Well, and owls, obviously.
There was probably a princess not far away trying to get her dress made.
Oh, somebody said it might have been a chinchilla.
No, it was a rabbit. It was
the only experience I have with Great Britain and rabbits is the one scene in Snatch where the dogs are chasing the rabbits, and Tommy's like, well, what happens when they catch the rabbit? Does it get fucked? And he's like, proper fucked. Yeah, proper fucked.
Before the Germans get there.
Yeah, it's the Germans.
Yeah.
Fucking stat.
I love that movie. When Statham was acting.
Okay, well.
Right.
Do we want to cover any of the awful stuff that happened in 2016, or are we just going to?
What awful stuff? Well, I'm not done with the memes. There was like,
okay, go ahead.
there was Zarna Joshi, who was basically a meme that was a life was breathed into her, and she again brought us lots of lulls. One of my favorites is We Was Kangs. I love that one. It's just hilarious, and it doesn't run out of usefulness.
It's old now, surely.
What? It's years old? Well.
Yeah, at least a couple of years, I think.
I thought it was given prominence.
It had a renaissance.
Yes, yeah. we was Renaissance, and praise Keck. Okay, that was big, huge as it were, and I don't know what else was there. There was so much. Oh, you're a fucking white male, Scott.
Oh yeah, no, I am.
Are you kidding me? So good.
It hates us.
It just
hates us.
Hates us. Was that this year? That just hates us?
No, that's another several years old one that had a renaissance.
Yeah, sort of like we're talking about Men, Darling. Oh no, that was probably last year.
Yeah,
because I haven't heard that
Trickly
one.
Puff and Humongous. Those were two great ones.
Humongous is a big one. Yes. Yeah. Oh, that no pun intended.
Trickly Puff is a big one too.
Yeah, I gotcha. This blows my mind. Okay, this is probably the first year that I've seen that. Maybe this is a terrible thing. I don't know, because Allison was asking about terrible things. Alex Jones. So, this guy's been on the internet for a while. Okay.
What is he not terrible though? I mean,
no.
Alex Jones.
He's. I've always find him to be. I used to find him to be completely ridiculous, but this year I think that people have liked him more than ever, and probably just because he pissed off Cenk, because
well, no. Because when he went on Piers Morgan, and the mainstream media actually gave him a fucking platform.
Yeah.
So they were sort of legitimizing him in a way, because he was kind of getting exposure in that realm. So he got kind of big this year because of that.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I remember the big for me the big he probably was before that, but I'm the big thing that everyone was talking about was when he was at the was it the RNC, and he went to the and he went on there and he was like, we're trying to be nice here. You guys are pissed. You're yelling, and Cenk is like, we talk about Saudi Arabia all the time. So that was like that was a great moment in time. What was that, Scott?
Oh, when he almost went toe to toe with Uyghur. That was
Yeah.
Oh, I was hoping they were going to blows, man. That would have been amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
Because frankly, I think fucking Jones would have laid Uyghur's ass out. I really do. Because as much as Uyghur, he's just all fucking bluster. I think Jones would have just cracked him once in that big ass jaw and put his fat ass.
Oh,
down.
for sure, for sure. I'm serious. I've seen like if you look at young pictures of Alex Jones when he was young, the good motherfucker was pretty swole, man. I was like, damn, what the fuck, But he's breaking the conditioning. Is Alex Jones young?
Yeah, but he's like 37, right?
No, I think he's in his 50s or something, isn't he?
No, I'm gonna check.
Okay, go ahead and check.
Do the Jeopardy music.
No, but remember, he's got no fluoride in his system. He's avoiding the chemtrails, and none of his frogs are gay.
He's 39 years old.
He's 39? 39?
Yes, he's the same age as me.
Oh,
Really?
wow, he looks a bit older.
I was thinking he was late 40s at least.
Yeah.
No, I thought that too. Then I looked up his age, and I'm like, holy shit, he's 30. I must have looked it up like 3 years or 4 years ago or something. I didn't realize I'd been following Alex Jones that long, and I didn't really follow him. He just my husband or Jonathan really liked it, likes how Alex Jones.
Yeah.
Until I pointed out that it's all hysteria, like it's just really
of course
crazy. Like
yeah.
I mean, there's no problem with
although
that. It just gets a little exhausting.
Although it is a little bit freaky how he was right about more things than I expected. Not, and I wouldn't say he was right. I would not say he was right about everything, but he was right about. I thought he was right about nothing. Like originally, I was just like, this guy's not right about anything. He's just talking crazy. And then like the whole globalist thing, that's the thing that he loves to bring up so much. It's like, oh wait, there's some truth to this. What? What world is this?
Broken clocks strike 2 times a day. All
Sure.
that sort of thing. Right?
Yeah. Sure.
There's that. It's a law of averages in a lot of cases.
But it is. But I'm just saying that I was surprised that that he was at all correct.
Yeah, because it's like it's like in one sentence you hear him bloviating about water filters and and then the next thing it's like, oh wait a minute, he might have a point there. It's just like, whoa, this is kind of weird.
He likes to talk about things that nobody's talking about, which usually leads him to the craziest sort of tinfoil hat conspiracy theories. Yeah. But this year he noticed that nobody's talking about Hillary, like like not even Fox News, because even they hate Trump. So him and his whole sort of his whole shtick came together and went, right, look at what Hillary's doing, and that proved to be quite easy. It's easier to expose Hillary than it is to expose the global new world order, because Hillary is one person and one entourage with a hell of a checkered history, and because there were so few people digging into that, he sort of became famous, and so did Paul Joseph Watson. They all sort of exploded this year.
Oh yeah, Paul Joseph Watson did blow up a lot. Lawrence Southern blew up this year. Blair White blew up this year. They were making a lot of content, and they picked up a lot of ground. By the way, I don't know if it's a coincidence, but all of them blew up after they were on our show. I'm just saying, we may have had an influence on that.
We gave him that Badger bump.
Honey Badger Radio, we boost everybody that comes on our show. So if you want to see your YouTube channel explode, come on as a guest.
Badger bump.
Did you just praise us for something? That's not allowed.
The praise goes only to CAC.
Yeah.
Yes, right.
Yeah, because we're the worst thing on the internet, Brian.
We are the worst thing. Because Allison is the worst thing. And by extension.
The dregs of property. There
yes.
You go. Right.
Apparently, people are saying in the chat that Alex Jones is 42. He was born in 1973?
74.
Four.
Alex Jones has always been 42.
Yes, he's 42.
He was born 42. You know what I mean?
Yep. And that makes him younger than me. Holy shit. He looks a lot older than I am. Dude. I don't know. Maybe you need some fluoride.
Really I'm gray as fuck. I'm silver silver fox over here, so I probably look a lot older than I feel and am.
Yeah. So, bad things that happened this year. All right, Allison, you proposed it. What do you think? I got a couple. I don't know if they're bad. Oh, Hulk Hogan.
Oh, Bill C-16. That was a recent one.
That's right. What do you
I
got,
got one.
Scott?
Well, it was the one I brought up in the Skype chat, was that we got DMCA'd while we were live. That was pretty fucking retarded.
That's right. We were doing the BuzzFeed video.
Yep, and
Yeah.
we got shut. Did they shut us down? That was crazy. We were live and they shut us down. They didn't even wait for the fucking show to finish. They fucking shut us down midstream.
For reals.
Hello? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
For some reason, I got muted, so I was like screaming, but nobody was listening.
I didn't mute you.
I know you didn't.
Oh, okay, you did that to yourself.
But you don't have that power. Yeah, I did it to myself. Somehow I self-muted. What I was going to... Oh, God damn it. Now I've forgotten.
Worst parts of 2016. Bad things. Or were you going to comment on...
No. Someone said that Jordan Peterson's rise to fame was entirely due to HBR. I don't think so.
No. I mean, I think they're being hyperbolic and funny. Because we didn't even... He came after the fact. But, you know, I'm saying we may have had an impact. We may have had an impact on, like, Blair White, Theron Meyer, and Lauren Southern. It was when Lauren Southern when she went to the Slut Walk a couple of years back, we had her on, like, right after that. So,
But now they don't talk to us.
well, they're
We made
busy.
the same point on the accent overlords, by the way, because that sort of came and went in 2016. My little podcast with Skeptor and Goodfella. We sort of made the point that we had a lot of people on before they were super famous, and then they got super famous. But the fact is, it's a statistical inevitability. If you have lots of guests, then a percentage of them will go on to be more popular than they are, and a percentage of them will not. And you'll notice the ones that go, yeah, it's pretty obvious.
What guests have we had that didn't go on to become popular?
The ones we can't think of right now.
Alan Franson.
Me?
Data? Alan Franzen, but I don't think he's pursuing internet
No,
popularity.
he's not. No, he's just an academic. What did you say, Scott? You?
Is it me? Because I was initially on as a guest, so
So was Max.
it's been downhill from there.
Max is doing well, and you have your Big and Robot show. I don't know how well it's
yeah,
doing, though, because I don't watch it. But
You know, we're still growing. We're growing. But thank you. I appreciate the support, Brian. Remember, Big Robot on vid.me. Check us out. All right.
Computing Forever? He was probably already big, but he's been on our show a couple times.
Yeah, he sent an email to me when I think he was around 80,000 subscribers, and I didn't respond to him until Jonathan was like, "Hey, this guy, have him on," and I'm like, "Oh, we got an email from him," and then I was like, "Sorry, I didn't mean it to ignore you for the last 3 months."
We also
It's
made
not-
On the internet, that's all.
Yeah, I'm just the worst thing about Honey Badger Radio.
we also kind of like
Hello.
we drew some attention to some people that maybe they didn't blow up, but like people know about them now, like the Sad Puppies. I think that was a really good. Those are great guests, and
They're not interested in internet popularity.
no, they want to write their books. They just want to tell their
They
stories.
have higher pursuits.
Yeah, they just want to write books.
Yeah.
They
But I
don't
mean,
give
it's
a-
good, though.
They don't give a shit about those schlubs or lols.
Yeah.
They have no interest in these things.
Well, I mean,
Well,
it's
maybe-
good though to have them on because it does, it gets the word out, obviously, but hopefully it increases their audience. It gets some more attention.
Oh, Kraut and Tea.
They'll do more. Yeah.
But although that happened in 2015, Ken, but when we had Kraut and Tea on in 2015 at the end of the year, and his channel was really small, and now.
So it
Yeah,
must have
it
been
was right-
2016 if it was up
We
to-
got
Oh
him
yeah,
his
it was
first
right.
500.
It was right in the beginning of the year. Right, it was.
We got him
You're
his
right,
first
Mike.
500.
No, he blew up. He was a much
Yeah, we got
smaller
him
channel.
his first 500. He says that.
Oh, okay.
We got him his first either 500 or 1,000. That's what he says. So I'm just
Yeah.
going by what he said. I might be completely wrong. It sounds suspiciously like praise, so I'm gonna go flagellate myself.
No, I think it's deserved. So I mean, I got to take credit for something. I'm involved with this shit, and I want to feel like I need a reason to get up in the morning and do this fucking show. So if that means making everybody else big at the cost of, I don't know, whatever. I'm okay with that. God damn it. No, but I don't know.
We're
It's been a great year.
facilitating greatness here at the Honey Badger
Yes,
Radio.
that's
This is
right.
what we're doing.
Well, here's a tougher
Facilitating
question.
greatness.
Here's a tougher question, and maybe you don't have an answer to it, but how do you think you've changed in the last year?
But are you saying me specifically or
No,
everybody?
I'm asking everybody, but now that you've spoken, I'm going to put the light on you first.
Oh, jeez. How have I changed?
Yeah.
I've gotten
Do you-
fatter. I mean, if I have to be somewhat self-effacing. But yeah, how have I changed? I think I'm a bit happier, actually, honestly.
Really?
And I think, honestly, and not to be too mushy about it, but doing the Badgers has kind of been part of that. I really look forward to Tuesday nights. I really, honestly, sincerely do. It's fun, and the feedback that I've gotten from people that watch the show has been great. It's been fantastic, actually. So yeah, that's how I changed mostly. I think, honestly. I mean, aside from doing my own thing, the Big and Robot thing that me and Action Points do.
Do you think that your like any of your sort of opinions, views, beliefs, any of those things see a shift or anything like that?
I don't know if they've seen a shift so much as they've just been a bit more informed, I think, because of the involvements I've had in as far as honey badgers go. Because I wouldn't say that I'm an MRA. I wouldn't. I mean, I believe in equal
Say it!
rights and all that sort of
What?
thing.
Say it!
But
What?
Say
Come
it!
on here.
Or get out!
I know it's terrible, right?
Hey, MRAs are just about equality, guys. So you either are an MRA or you're a bigot, and there's no... I can't even keep the joke up. It's so ridiculous.
No non-MRA allowed. No.
I know. I'm sorry. But yeah, no. I mean, it's just like I've become more informed in that regard. for
Repudiate.
sure. Because it's something that that I obviously believed in before, because I've had firsthand experiences with a lot of things that are part of that system, I guess, if you want to say. So it's like, yeah, it's just it's reinforced my ideas to a certain degree, but it's also helped expand them and deepen them a bit, I think. So yeah, it's been an education. It really has. So yeah,
All right.
I think I've evolved as a human somewhat, if you will.
Ah,
Not to
yeah.
be too grandiose.
Right.
I think I've evolved.
Mike? Do you...
Personally,
yeah.
Well, April this year was when I posted my last letter, and then I did another thing I've never done before, which is quit a job. Except once, I quit my job because I was moving from a city to a different city. It was the same job, oddly enough. But yeah, I quit my day job, as I was advised not to so many times, and just in time for the working class revolution. So I've had to get used to not being working class again. It's a lot like when you're on the dole, except you're getting paid a huge amount of money from very generous people across the world. And yeah, I've learned what I'm missing as well as what I'm gaining. Because honestly, when you're not being forced to get up in the morning and have exercise, assume you'll carry on doing it by yourself, but you don't.
Yeah.
It's so important to have a routine that involves
Moving
some
around.
exercise and some getting up on someone else's time rather than your own to develop some discipline. Because this is probably part of the whole millennial problem of the whole helicopter parented participation trophy generation, that they've never had to fucking do anything. So I'm going back to understanding what they're going through. And trying not to be a gigantic hypocrite about anything, by keeping as busy as possible, even facing my fears, like going out and talking to my friends, even if it involves flying across an ocean and such.
There you go.
I don't know.
No, that's awesome. Allison,
What?
did you even hear what I said?
Allison checked out like 10 minutes ago.
What do you want from me? What do you want from me?
I was...
Hashtag worst part of Honey Badger Radio.
Do you want a successful stream, or do you want me to talk about myself?
Oh, I know, but this is like your least favorite thing to do. Probably.
I said
Or is it your most favorite?
I had to do it. No, you have to do it.
Go ahead.
Okay,
Did you?
what is the question?
The
again? What is the
question, the question I was asking, which I know is a difficult one, is how do you feel if you have? How do you feel you've changed in the past year?
Oh, for fuck's sake!
I could go first while you think about that if you want.
Oh, I don't know. I guess you could go first, and I can try again. But
All right, I'll come back to you. Think
yeah,
about it.
Go again.
All right. Well, for me, I think I would go with what Scott was saying. I think that because I also quit my job at the end of 2015, and I graduated from college. So suddenly, I went from having like zero time and still managing to cram, polecat shows. I think that was really the only one that I was running, and to being able to like free up my time enough to actually like really focus on it. And you could see it too because I looked at what I had been doing before, and it was I was working within my limitations. So we didn't do a lot of write-ups back then. I didn't have OBS set up. I didn't even I was trying to find a way. We were still doing it through Google Hangouts, and it was just there was a lot of things that I didn't have time to do, but I was managing to work out with the limitations I had. So once I quit my job and graduated college, I was able to focus on the show, and I was really, learning everything as I went along. Like I do not, by any stretch of the imagination, claim to be a technical genius at all. So this is all like a constant struggle, which is partly why I do run into technical problems, and I apologize for that. And I appreciate you guys being so patient with me as I do so. Another thing is that I noticed that in the last year, not only have I been, as Scott was pointing out, feeling like my opinions are sort of they're not just opinions. Like that's like I would say, because you ever like get in an argument with an ideologue and they say, well, if they can't win, they just sort of like sum it up to saying, well, you have your opinions and I have my opinions. Well, I'm like really becoming sort of committed to trying to like argue from the point of view of facts versus opinions. So when these things come up, I can say, well, look, there are cases where I'm making an opinion known, but in these cases, this is not an opinion-based discussion. This is about facts, and here are the facts that I have. And if you have, and also learning to be open to changing your mind and being humble enough, I guess, or modest enough that if some new information comes out that you didn't know, or if someone is privy to something that you don't know, you can alter your opinion and not like get so caught up in being right, but rather trying to like get all of the facts straight. So and yeah, I mean I run into that a lot. I don't mind being wrong. I don't mind changing my position based on new info. So that's something that I had to do a lot learn to do this year. I also became way more political than I ever have been. I've ignored politics most of my life. I didn't want to deal with it. I didn't like it. And I'm far more interested, not just in like state politics, which is what usually people think about when the topic of politics comes up, but more so like politics in the realm of, global politics, social politics, cultural stuff, like all of these things and how they relate to each other. And all of it is very, very fascinating to me. I actually find like a lot of regular like stuff that people typically find interesting pretty fucking boring nowadays anyway. So I don't know, like that's probably for me, those are some of the more interesting things. And yeah, I mean, I struggle with balancing my my home sort of social life, like my friends and everything, with the social life that I have online with you guys. And but I'm really glad that I have this problem because I value you guys as much as I do my friends here. And I think it's something that I also look forward to doing. I like doing the Polecat, and I enjoy doing the Doge and Bunny show quite a bit, and and I especially enjoy getting guests. I mean, I got to talk to Cassie J, Jordan Peterson, even briefly, because Allison ran all over it. I got to talk to
Worst thing ever.
Lots of great guests.
Very attractive.
I got to talk to lots of great guests, and I got to go to great places, and I hope that we get to do more of that this year. So all of this has been very cool, and I feel like more cultured, more sort of open-minded, and more conviction for my beliefs and doing the show, and I think it's very important. So that's what's changed for me. So now that I've put my balls on the slab, Allison, you can go. Take the hammer out. Allison, are you there? Look, Allison.
She checked out again.
Listen, Allison. She probably is groaning so hard
screaming
at what I said. She's just like
she can't find the unmute button right now.
Problem.
she's not muted though, is she? She's not muted.
The cat ate the microphone
on the Yeti that she's probably using.
Oh.
And when she gets on, she'll have forgotten everything. Remember everything, Alison. While you're doing this, remember everything that you had to say.
Oh, Allison's not there. She probably just ran off. Okay, so
well, I wanted to add something real quick to what you were saying. It's like, and you said that you got to travel more and you got to meet more people and interview people and talk to them and stuff, and I think that's really important.
God damn it!
Yes, we can hear you now.
Fucking hell!
Allison,
Remember everything. Remember everything.
Oh shit! I just spent like the last couple minutes trying to get my microphone on, and yeah, I can't remember what I was gonna say. So go ahead, Scott. Don't let me interrupt you.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Just to be very brief, it's like when you Jesus Christ. Now I fucking forgot what I was gonna
interviewing people, meeting people.
Worst thing about
worst thing on the internet.
Worst thing.
Oh no, okay, yeah. When you actually get to talk to people and you actually get to go to new places and such, you understand, because it's like when we're some of the stuff we talk about, they're pretty big concepts, and to put a face on it is kind of difficult. And when you go to places and when you talk to other people that have experienced these things, that have had these lived experiences, if you will, it puts a face on it. It makes it real. It brings the world closer together. It makes you realize we're not really all that different, So it's funny because everybody, when you're growing up, you think that you're experiencing all these things and it's all new to you, and it's like, oh, this is the most important thing ever. It's the most horrible thing ever. It's the greatest thing ever. But this stuff has been happening for thousands of years. So when you have that ability to really meet people and share those experiences and have that kind of understanding, I think it really does a lot for you on a personal level, honestly. So yeah, I think it's pretty great. I mean, it's wonderful that you've been able to do this, because it does wonders for your understanding of the human condition. Not to be too grandiose, but I think it.
Not to be
really
braggadocious. I just want to use the word.
Yeah, I think it helps though, because it makes you a stronger interviewer. It makes you a more empathetic person, I think, overall. So yeah, I mean, you can tell the change though, like you said. I think, as a participant and observer, I've definitely seen the change of you personally, of you over the last year and a half or year and 3 months or whatever it is. So, excuse me. Yeah,
all right.
I think you've definitely grown for sure. All praise be to Brian.
Okay, so what's the next topic?
You're not gonna answer the question.
Oh fuck! Do I really? What was? Okay.
No, I mean it's
How
just
did I
like
change
don't
from last year? Was that the question?
Yeah.
I
Do
became
you-
a year older.
Okay. That's really
Okay,
it.
fine.
You forgot about the Badger
No,
Cave getting built
Yeah,
or bought or whatever.
Okay, all right. Okay, it wasn't built; it was purchased.
No, it was
and it was
purchased.
purchased. I didn't fake the purchasing of a building.
We need to see the store receipt.
See the receipt.
I hit my head on it.
We need to see your birth certificate.
Yeah.
Come on, you okay?
And a real passport,
this
not
is-
forged.
Oh shit! No, I've admitted to forging, government documents. Nobody will trust me again.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't though. I didn't forge anything. All right. I didn't forge the healthcare card or the sticker. So there you go. Okay. All right. So yeah, we got a cave. which, well, not a literal cave, a house. Although it's a little bit cave-like, I suppose.
I guess a literal
Parts.
cave wouldn't be bad if it had, as long as it's got internet and outlets.
Yeah.
But a house is kind of like a cave. A house is an artificial cave. You get a bunch of bricks and stones and put them in some grass, and look, you can go into some rocky things.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So we did get a business location, and we got a whole hell of a lot of people upset that we got a business location.
Wait, they're upset about it? Why?
Well, I mean, not everybody. Obviously, there were a lot of people who thought it was a great project and funded it. But there were a few people who were like, "Oh my God, you're stealing from men. Why aren't you creating a men's shelter? Why aren't you sheltering a homeless man?" Well, you realize it costs $250,000 a year, so we'd shelter him for 2 months and then throw him on the street.
There you go.
Because this is about making Honey Badger Radio separate from me, a separate entity that could potentially go on longer than myself. And that's really vitally important, because otherwise I'm not working towards anything at all. I'm just working towards creating a living for myself. And then whatever service we do for the community goes poof as soon as I either die or can no longer do Honey Badger Radio, or just get so fucking sick of it that I would rather, I don't know, die in a ditch than do anymore. So yeah, like this is about creating something that will live in perpetuity and continue to service the community. That's the hope, and I can't do that without starting to make it separate from myself. So that's one of the things that I came to the realization this year. I want to work towards something that's meaningful, and it's not going to be meaningful to me if it doesn't last. So that's why I'm making the effort to put resources towards Honey Badger Radio instead of myself. And that's really what this is. Like creating the cave, creating the office space is putting resources towards Honey Badger Brigade, Honey Badger Radio. It's not putting resources necessarily towards myself. I mean, in some ways it's easier to do the work that I need to do with the actual space to do it in. But for the most part, this is about building Honey Badger Brigade as a separate entity from myself. And if, like I said, if I don't, it won't last.
Because it will also be the worst thing on the internet via transitive property.
Now it's the worst thing on the property market.
Yeah.
Right there.
The worst thing in an artificial cave.
Yes.
If you like sort of TV and radio was the Bronze Age, the internet is the Iron Age. Back then, you needed to have a whole studio before. Yeah, you need to have a hell of a lot of money and usually live on the coast before you could build an empire out of moving pictures and sound and shit.
Oh.
But now we've got the internet, we can do it in the middle of the land.
Yeah.
Making some sense of what Alison took hours to say there.
Yeah. No, we could do it in the middle of Seven Hills, eh? The Seven Hills, that's a reference, right? It's a history reference. Nobody gets it.
The Seven Hills.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Nobody gets the Seven Hills.
Is that some kind of Canadian thing?
No, it's not a. The Roman was
I
founded
under-
on Seven Hills.
Wait, Canada doesn't have history.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was getting ready to say, right?
the Seven Hills of Rome.
That's right. We just have
talking about.
seals. Except for our province, we don't even have seals.
Yeah,
Right.
you guys don't have
that's
wars or anything.
Well, I mean, to be fair, you got a waterfall, okay? You do have that. You got that going for you.
But you share that with us.
Yeah.
So you got half of it.
Yeah,
Talking
but
about
we share
Niagara
it.
Falls.
It's partially.
Yeah, we got the better
Yeah.
we got the better part of Niagara Falls. You have to admit that.
Did you?
The better part?
Yes.
Did you?
Oh, for fuck's sake, it's objectively better. Have you ever seen? It's just.
I've been to Niagara Falls many times, actually.
Yeah, well, your side is like just basically a horse pissing over a rock.
That might as
I
well
have
be
family
ours,
there,
though. I
actually.
mean, like
Well, I have family there.
if in 2017, like the president goes to Trudeau and says, "You know what? I'm gonna take the Niagara Falls." Trudeau's just be like, "Yeah, go ahead." So he's just gonna let him.
But then you have to deal with actual Canadians.
No, we'll let him.
And apparently, we have more guns per capita.
They can pass
there you
through.
go.
Yeah, but you have fewer Canadians.
Yeah, but we all live in an incredibly harsh environment. And we have participation, right? Got participation that keeps us fit, supposedly.
Yeah,
Nobody gets the
but
Canadian
Canadians don't even like French Canadians, so you are already divided. Actually, so are we. But
Yeah, but you could give us an excuse to like the French Canadians again. Because we could throw them at you.
That could be a unifying cry against America. There you go.
Yeah,
Go
that's
fuck the
it.
Americans. Stop fucking each other.
I think we're doomed for that.
I mean, we should qualify that a bit. We stop fucking each other in ways that are unpleasant, and go fuck the Americans instead.
Like in the back of a Volkswagen?
Yeah, exactly. Unless you're talking about armed Frenchmen in the back of a Volkswagen.
What? Nobody? Anyone?
There's no back of a Volkswagen.
Oh, come on.
That's
It's a
the
Mallrats
engine.
reference.
Yeah.
Mallrats. Nobody got it.
Nobody got my history reference. Nobody got my wallet.
The Seven Hills of Rome. That's what you're
you
talking
made a history
about.
reference. I made a Mallrats reference.
The Mallrats.
You think
Okay.
I'm gonna get the history reference?
I only saw
I think I'm
Mallrats
being
one
comedy
time.
doing all this stuff.
I only saw Mallrats once, and the thing I remember about
Oh,
that
okay,
is
good.
them talking about the thing's penis. That's all. That's all I remember from that. So.
Oh right, is this dork made of orange rock?
Yeah. And the answer is, of course it is.
True believer.
There's a reason why Alicia was a sculptor. But wasn't that her name? The
fucking weird
the
slash
Thing's
fic all of a
girlfriend?
sudden.
I know we're going there. If it doesn't turn into porn at some point, it's not a Honey Badger show.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't know. It's been a year, and how about this? What do we want to do next year? What are our goals? Get rid of all the subs. Actually become the worst
Scare
thing on
everyone
YouTube.
away.
Yeah, scare everybody
There you
away.
go.
Oh no, that's my goal. Whoa, sorry. Shit.
Oh no, the cat's
No.
out of the bag. Quick.
Damn it.
Stop the transmission.
No, okay, Brian, you're gonna be downloading this and erasing that part.
Mhm.
I don't want this to get out. That I am actually literally the worst thing about HBR. No, okay, no. Or the worst thing to ever happen to HBR, as it were.
Well,
Or I plan to be.
I'll get right on that as soon as this is done. I swear.
Okay. No, yeah. No, that's fine. I might put up some more controversial content that I notice that whenever I put up a video and then people in the chat will be like, oh yeah, you're complaining about haters again. Well, I'm not actually complaining about haters. Every time I put up a video, the subs go down. I'm like, look at this. I'm like, wow, this is the channel. Like I founded the channel, not to belabor the point, but it's like, it's a channel that doesn't want to watch the founder of the channel. That's really unique. I just love the irony of that. It's just,
So do the subs really go down every time you post a video?
yeah, they do. They do.
Wow.
Yeah, but
assholes,
only by a
right?
few.
I mean, could you imagine if the subs went down every time Mike posted a video to his own channel?
My subs went down on the day I posted my Start the Caliphate Christmas song. I lost 25 subscribers that day, but none of them were from the video page. They were all from the channel page.
Huh.
Perhaps. Oh God, let's not get into the Islam shit.
I was
Okay,
gonna
this
go
is
down
another thing I discovered at the end.
on something.
This is another thing that I discovered in 2015. The entire conversation around Islam is boring. I'm
Yeah.
done. Like it bores the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
I will say one last thing. If you're going to make an equivalent statement, I'm going to ask you what you're basing it on, what evidence, and how you've what kind of equation you're using to make the equivalent statement. Because I'm a fucking pendant. Okay? And if you can't give me that shit, I'm not going to be convinced.
It's patent.
Okay, sorry.
There was no unironic way to point that out, but pendant is something you hang around your neck.
Yeah, you're a small piece
whatever.
of jewelry? What?
A pendant is what I'm doing right now.
All right, I'm done. I'm done.
Allison is a piece of jewelry worn from a chain. She is a pendant.
I find the events surrounding the actions of radical Islam to be darkly hilarious. This is as bad as that is. I guess it's a conversation starter, but I know where Alice is coming from. Like when people are actually talking about it, you're not hearing anything new. They're just repeating the same old thing over and over and over. For me, the big thing is Okay, Mike, what was that?
The immigration problem to Europe is a new thing, and that's why there's sort of a new sort of generation of pushback against that. But I'm sick of hearing it as a gendered problem. I mean, it stands to reason if you send millions of almost entirely men over here, then you're mostly going to get women raped. So yes, rape is a bigger problem now, but we don't need to call it a rape culture, because you know where that term came from. It's a dog whistle that works on several levels. Yes, Islam is a problem we're going to have to deal with, but it overlaps so easily with what feminists want to do, if you see what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a conversation I want to have on gendered terms, because I don't think any of us understand the gendered terms on which Islam is laid, in general, let alone in the countless tribal forms of Islam that are now wandering across Europe. Because there's no fucking rules when you got that many people with no families with which to cohere things.
Tribalize.
Yeah.
Whatever it is they need to do. Okay. Yeah. No. It's let's not continue the conversation. I mean, it's been fun. Now let's not drag this into the weeds. I apologize for bringing it up. Did I bring it up?
You did.
I am the worst thing about Honey Badger Radio.
Hashtag Allison is the worst thing.
I will not stop talking about, mostly when it comes to Islam, the reactions of politicians and regressives, because they're funny, and that's what I mean by hilarious, not the actual atrocities and the assault trucks and all that. It's so that's me, because I like pointing and laughing at stupid people in power. Sometimes it's the only weapon you have. So, but moving away from that, I don't know. I don't know that is there anything? Oh yeah, no, Allison, what do you want to do this year? What do you want to do this year besides stop talking about that? Just make more content, piss off more people.
I probably will end up pissing off more people.
Go to Australia.
I'm pretty sure I piss you guys off quite regularly as well.
I think you really want to believe it.
I don't know,
but you don't.
Do I probably do really want to believe it?
You do really want to believe it. I think you really want to believe that you piss us off, and then I think that when maybe you're disappointed when we're sort of like, well, all right, that's fine, or I can see your point of view now that you've made your case. Like, and you're just like, fuck, why aren't you fighting me? I'm like, well, because you made a good point. I can't really argue with that. So why would I just be like, I'm committed to the thing that I believe, because even though it's clearly not, I haven't accounted for a bunch of info, I'm not going to just become zealous over it. So yeah, I just sort of like, yeah, that makes sense.
When Allison comes to me saying, do I piss everyone off? Does everyone hate me? The first thing I think is, oh God, that's exactly what I was thinking. I thought I was pissing off everyone. No, probably not. If I don't think I agree with you, then it's probably not true with me, so I think we're all right.
Okay, all right. No, I mean, this is entirely too much attention. I'm good. I'm just doing it because I think it's funny. To be honest, I'm not really whining about people being pissed at me, because I sort of find it funny a little. Mm-hmm. I do.
That people are pissed at you, or
when
not?
Mike was, yeah. I'm like, yeah, that's funny. It's okay. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with you being pissed at me. I'm not going to change anything, but you can be pissed. That's fine. But yeah, next year, I'd like to make more money.
Yeah. Wait, 2018?
17.
Because it's current. Because it's current year.
You're right.
It's current year.
Oh, Scott.
Hey, I got to keep you guys honest. Yeah. Right.
This coming year. Emphasis on coming.
I know everybody's going to be like, she's such a money-grubbing whore. She's such...
You must be part Jewish. I'm sure the chat will probably glom onto that at some point.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure I've pissed off a whole bunch of people, and they're going to make comments about how I'm a money-grubbing whore because of that. There you go.
Go on to say capitalism.
Did that piss you off?
But wailing on capitalism.
How much money do you need to make doing a YouTube channel before you're accused of being a Zionist? That's what I want to know. Yeah. Because I think that should be our lifetime goal, is to become Zionists, part of the Jewluminati. and see how long it takes for us to get there.
Right.
My goal is I want to make money, and I want to expand Honey Badger Radio operations. So I want to be able to pay our organizational team something, the Polecat Newsters something, the games people something, because we do have actually a bunch of volunteers working on a game. I just want to, and I want to also get a administrative assistant, so I'm not so terrible. Like I can blame someone else for all the organizational failures.
Maybe we should get some. Look into some sponsorships, like from a booze company. And we can do a special show where we all just get on and get fucking ripped.
I got it.
Whatever.
We could go to the guy who named that one beer. What was it?
Dayton. Wait, was it
Date Grape? The Date Grape guy.
Date Grape. That's what it was. Yeah, Date Grape. There you go.
If there's anybody that's going to sell that beer, it's us.
We're onto something. I think we got something there.
Yeah, and I want to pursue creating a bigger marketplace, like for companies and products that are, they're done with a mind to respecting the human dignity of men, essentially. So if we can create a marketplace for that idea, we can go the capitalist route and build it up. That'll create some hard power, and I think we can create some real changes. Which is why I've always been focused on bringing this into the real world as well. So there you go. That's part of what I want to do next year. I'll probably be saying more in the upcoming videos that I'm doing, but
or maybe you shouldn't, because you're going to lose subscribers.
Oh yeah, out the door if
Right, there you go.
Let's hit the ones that are invested.
Didn't need them anyway. Good riddance to old rubbish.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. There was something somebody said that was interesting. How do we fix the problem of Islam if we don't talk about it? There is no problem with Islam. There's a problem with us. If we fix the problem with us, the Islam problem goes away. And I don't mean that means we import more Islamic people. Probably it will mean that we are a lot more careful about what we're doing. But ultimately, this isn't a problem with them. We know what they're like. We know the issues that they have and problems, and yet our politicians continue to use these vanity projects as an excuse to put those problems on everyone else. And unless we solve that problem, then we're just gonna have to deal with it. So I think
once upon a time, Christianity seemed like an insoluble problem because it was as mental as Islam is today. And then there was a thing called the Enlightenment. And that didn't have a name until centuries after it happened. And there's going to be another thing that might be called Enlightenment centuries from now. It doesn't have a name right now, and it won't have a name for ages. So that's the only thing that's going to save us. What?
Enlightenment 2 Electric Boogaloo?
And then the sequel.
It's a shitty sequel. Starring shitlords, cack, memes, Gamergate.
Quick to the internet and shitpost.
Quickly.
Oh. So basically, in 2017, I look forward to fixing all of the problems that everybody seems to be freaking out about.
Yeah, we're just going to save the world. No big deal.
We're
just going to get her done.
Just get it done.
It's time to get her done.
Just a job. We came here to do it. We're going to get it done.
This leaky pipe has been leaking for too long. Give me the wrench.
Yes, exactly.
I don't know.
I don't have anything else to say, Brian.
I'm just going to try and... I'll go with my goals for 2017. I just want to figure out what an Aleppo is. And then after that, I think I'll be set. So that's it. That's all I want to do. No, but I do want to keep doing what I'm doing, continue the conversation, and yeah. But also seriously though, what the fuck is an Aleppo? So Scott,
I think it's an Armenian genocide, but I'm not sure.
Blackcurrant's my favorite flavor. Blackcurrant exists.
So what do I want to do?
Yeah.
What do I want to do? Well, I mean, you alluded to it earlier. Me and my buddy Mark Seb, you may remember him from the Airplay event down in Miami, the Airplay 1. action points. We're doing the big and robot thing, so we're trying to make that a go, trying to line up some interviews and such, and and as far as like Honey Badgers goes, like I've always said, I'll do whatever I can to help out. I enjoy what I do here, and I'm glad I was brought into the fold, as it were, because it's a good fit for me, and I like being here, and I like you guys. So I'm just excited to be here. I mean, I can't get much more grandiose than that, because I'm just glad to be a part, because hopefully, like I said, I've gotten some good reactions from folks. I've gotten some nice feedback, and so hopefully I've said a few things that mattered to somebody along the way, and maybe it helped.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Who knows?
That's what you really hope for.
I'm also looking forward a whole lot to 2017's LOLcows. I think it's going to be fantastic. Oh my God.
Well, I mean, Brianna Wu's fucking running for Congress, so holy shit, is that going to be glorious?
I kind of want her to get elected just to see what she does.
Seriously, man, that's going to be a fucking mess. That's going to be a hot fucking mess.
What state is she running in? Is it like one of the northwestern or northeastern ones, right? Boston? Oh my God, I have family there. Oh shit, you guys are so fucked.
There you go.
Yeah, it's like the majority of my mother's side lives in Boston and Cambridge.
Keep frittering away your legitimacy, government. There,
I know.
Keep frittering it away.
God.
Just fritter it. Academia, media, government. Just keep doing this shit.
Yep.
Just undermine yourselves.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun.
That's what I'm saying. LOLcows. They're coming in herds. And it's going to be great.
Oh, you know what else I'm looking forward to?
The cloud of methane over them.
I forgot about this. The Young Turks hired Sean King, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yes.
Oh my God.
That's right.
Good call, Tigers.
The Young Turks hiring of Sean King. Oh boy. We
talk about LOLcows.
We was Turks. This is gonna be so good. I think I don't know. It's gonna be the Young Turks' legitimacy is gonna go down the drain. I mean, it already is. I'm surprised by this. Did you know that? And I hate to go back to Alice Jones, but the reason why this is I'm pointing this out is because I think after he confronted them at the RNC or whatever, Cenk was like, well, he's smaller than us, and that's why he came on here, because he just wanted to get he's jealous because our channel's big and his is small. Discussion. And then I guess now the Young Turks have lost a lot of subs, and Jones has grown, and he actually gets, I don't know if he has more subs, but he gets more views and more traffic at InfoWars than the Young Turks do.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I believe it's something like that. There's definitely the gap is smaller if it isn't like completely gone between them. Right. So that just cracks me up, because I don't find either to be very legitimate. But but yeah, I mean,
that's a nice way of putting it, Brad. That's a very equitable
and I'm sure that them adding Sean King to the mix is not going to do them any favors, but it will be worthy of lots of. Basically what I'm saying is that there are lulls, and we are going to mine them. We're going to mine the lulls. Right. What's up?
Dare I say that Sean King is the whitest black guy I ever known?
He's not black. He's as black as Rachel Dolezal. Thug life.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh fuck. Yeah. No, this is going to be great. So I think we should, I don't know if there's anything else to say other than black anality, and maybe we should probably try to close out the show.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Let's go.
I just wanted to say, they say history is written by the winners. I think 2017 is really going to test that supposition. I think we're going to see a lot of history being written by losers.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah. The rage. Well, here's to 2017. I hope that it's as fun as, as I'm hoping it's as fun, if not more fun, in 2016. At least for the good. Although, stop killing people. Just for a year. Can we take a break from all the killing? Because 2016 took some motherfuckers down.
Ryan, stop talking about Islam now.
Oh.
Okay, no. Okay. All right. I said this. Okay. Let's not go there. Let's just shut up, Mike. And I don't mean that in an offensive way.
Never.
Okay. Jesus, I shouldn't tell you to shut up. Then we'll never hear you again. I just wanted to say to everybody out there, and you can end after this, Brian, if you wish. It'll be fine. I think we got a handle on this shit. We're doing well. I mean, I think the human race is doing well. I did watch the Jordan Peterson stream. I do hope you're keeping yourself well, Jordan, if you're out there, and you're probably not listening to this shit posting shit, but whatever. But I think part of the reason why I when I watched that, I don't know if I can agree that we're going down to hell. As I was looking up at this Apple, you know how they have those cityscapes and you fly through on a drone? And it was just this incredible shot. I think it must have been Hong Kong. Or, I mean, it could have been any city. I mean, they do Hong Kong, they do London, they do New York. I'm looking at this thing and it's like, we're doing fine. We'll be fine. This is just a small bump in the road. We'll get over it. And we'll be moving on to bigger and better things.
Yeah. But only if we keep the conversation going.
Yeah.
Because, you know, if Honey Badger Radio stops talking, the world will plunge into chaos.
Well, nobody will get their food. Nobody will be heard ever because nobody will get any subscribers. Nobody will get any attention.
That's what I'm saying.
We're basically we're the medium through which everything is communicated.
Yeah, if we're not here to give people the Badger bump, you know, the next great voice on the internet machine may never come to bear.
That's right.
So, you know, it is our sworn duty to continue. We have to.
You said duty.
We will
Do
be
it for you, internet.
I'm just saying.
I believe some kind of saying goes.
Just take a moment to take a look at what the human race has created, because there's some pretty spectacular stuff that we've done. And remember, we did this. We accomplished this. And I think we can pretty much accomplish anything. So there's no reason to get lost to hope to despair.
There you go.
There's no reason for it.
We got a CGI Grand Moff Tarkin.
My Lord,
Okay, stop. Now we're really gonna call it.
Kumbaya!
Sorry,
Jesus
I couldn't help it.